I don't have the perfect setups to do this, but get ready with me for a day of filming content for my app that hopefully will launch by Thanksgiving. Well, hopefully. The deadline is November 18th. So a lot of people have been asking me what's going to be in that app. And the basics are going to be that you can track your food, you can track your exercise, you can track weight, you can take your weekly check-in photos, that kind of stuff. But the bigger part of the app is going to be that for different levels, you can sign up to do different programs within the app. And they are then, more self-directed. There will be a community feature, but they'll be more self-directed than if you were signing up to be a one-on-one client. So still, if you're someone with a lot of health conditions or you've tried programs in the past and they have not worked for you, that is not a place where I would say you should go. You should really work on how do I work out the financing to be more of a one-on-one client, because that's going to be better for you than the app. And I think that's true of like any programs where you're not really checking with somebody. If you're someone that has had a lot of trouble, you've struggled with a lot of things, there's a lot of information out there, and you can take it like you would, a college class and get some benefit. But there's so many people who take a course and then they never apply it. So you have to be willing to do the things to apply the material if you're one of those people. And I sent out a survey to my email list. There's, 2,500 people or so on that email list, almost 3,000, I think, that have still been getting my emails. And a lot of people, so far it's landed in the email inbox of about 800 people, because I'm sending it out in groups. And only 4% of people have filled out the survey. So if you're like, you're not meeting my needs, and you get that email, go fill out the survey, because it tells me more what you need. And what I've gleaned from the information so far, from the 4% of people that filled it out, is that the app will be priced about right for most people. There are some people who understand the value of having more one-on-one care and one-on-one support and ability to text message me and that kind of stuff. But there are definitely people who feel like they literally would put, I want you to pay for everything, including my supplements, and I only want to pay $50 a month. It's not reality, unfortunately. So the app is going to help people really understand the value of what they can get, even just through the community. I think the community is super important. And understanding that ultimately it's still kind of your responsibility. And I think that there will always be people who don't really want to do the work, but they say they want to do the work. And then they get frustrated and they leave a program. So, and they might leave a bad review. They might leave no review. Either way, it's fine. But you have to be willing to do the work. The one piece, too, that a lot of people don't recognize is that anytime you're going on any kind of, I need to fix my health, it's either because something went wrong and you're now worried, or because you thought you were doing so well. That might be a lot. We'll figure it out. We're filming, it's fine, it can be darker. And then everything hit the fan, which is like what happened to me. So you then start kind of panicking and you start kind of, some people say doom scrolling when you're on this app. But for me, it's like you start doom consuming and you're getting advice from like 30 different people and none of it really applies to you. So we want to make sure that the stuff that you get actually applies to you. And one of the things I see people do wrong is they go from one program to the next program to the next program. And they do detox after detox after detox, and they have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing to wreck their system. And it makes me kind of sad. But then also, these people keep putting them in these programs and having them detox, even though they said, you know, I just did this detox with so-and-so, and I just did this, and I just did this detox, and I just did that. And they haven't ever heard their client say, hey, what I actually need is to rebuild and restore because I've been tearing down for so long that my system has nothing left. And if you're a health coach out here and you're saying, well, I want to get my client the biggest bang for the buck. The biggest bang for the buck is having them complete the program and feel better. I have so many clients that are so depleted by the time they get to me that for the first 90 days, we go back to basics, no detoxing, because they can't handle that anymore. And then we get them into what we actually want to do, and we support the system fully and appropriately, and they do better. And if you're not willing to tell them, hey, you've been doing this with everybody else so long that, unfortunately, I can get you better, but it's going to take us at least a year, if not 2, because we need to go in and undo the deficiencies that have been caused by everything else you've done. And we need to then get your system back to right. If you're not willing to tell them that, you're probably not the right provider for them. Provider, coach, whatever you want to call it. Like, if you're not comfortable telling someone, we're probably going to spend the next 2 years together because everything else you've done has torn you down to the point where we actually have to rebuild your system a little bit before we can move forward. Then please refer them to someone else. That's also why I'm saying, if you're somebody who's really struggling, my app is not going to be the right place because the app is going to be the cookie cutter stuff you're getting with everyone else, because it's going to be the basics of what people can do to help through different processes, but it's not going to be custom to you. And if you need custom to you, then you're going to need to sign up for a one-on-one program with someone. And if you personally have been somebody who's been on a journey for a while, and you feel completely depleted and like you're starting to react to everything and you're not getting the results that are expected, maybe it's time for you to reassess and think about, when's the last time I did something that was really nourishing and really supported my body, as opposed to tried to tear it down, because you need those supportive moments in order to get to the healthy moment. I am also going to be hosting a webinar on balancing your body on the 31st. I'll have that link up in my profile by the end of today. Today's Wednesday. Like, next week is Halloween. This is the week before Halloween. I don't know what the date is, though. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.